right, so Chrissi, what do you do?
So
I know that's an open question.
It is a pretty open question.
What do you do? What is Sophie and Madigan's Playground?
Sophie and Madigan's Playground is an organization that we started for my daughters, Sophie and Madigan, who passed away in 2013. Our goal is to help families play, learn, and create memories together. We're also building a memorial park.
Park versus playground.
Park versus playground. We try to keep those separated because playground is our organization. Sophie and Madigan's Playground is our organization. And the park itself will be Sophie and Madigan Lillard Memorial Park. A mouthful. It's hard. It's hard. Our girls have unique names.
Yes, very much so.
And it is hard to decide what you call something that memorializes them. So shortening it wasn't an option.
And doing an acronym doesn't mean anything unless you know.
Exactly. Now, the organization we call SAMP a lot. S-A-M-P. It works for us because we know what it is.
Internally.
We know what it stands for. Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, we might hear that once in a while. Our bumper stickers have S, little a, big M, big P. But it mostly is just Sophie and Madigan because it's hard to shorten them up.
It is. It is. It is. And I mean, that is the basis of what you're doing all this on anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And once again, I'm very sorry for your loss. And it's I wasn't here on the transplant, so I wasn't here during that time. But still, I'm very sorry for that. Beyond that, so you have two organizations. You have the park and the playground. Now, explain to me a little bit about this playground organization.
Okay. So Sophie and Madigan Playground.
Play. Is that right?
Yeah, play, learn, create.
Oh, so close.
So close. Sophie and Madigan's Playground is the organization. So it handles the park and the play, learn, create programs.
All right.
And the play, learn, create programs are programs that are aimed at helping families play, learn, and create.
Okay.
Simply to, you know, give opportunities for families that might not otherwise get them to make once-in-a-lifetime memories together. We're hoping long-term, you know, the play programs will be one thing, and the learn programs will be one thing, and the create programs will be one thing, hoping that they all focus on a different, you know, learning gentle parenting techniques. We'll throw that under learn. Things like KidStock, we'll throw that under play. And then things like create, really focusing on grieving families and how we can help them rebuild their family unit. So yeah, each of those things are kind of a separate thing. So there's a lot of different things going on. And then the park itself is the memorial park that will be in Frederick, off of 40, alternate 40, where it splits there.
There you go. So, man, it sounds like to me just you're going to do it all or nothing. You're just going to be like, here's what the plan is.
The ideas have evolved over time.
Oh, there you go.
And I think they still will evolve. There's things where we're like, okay, well, we'll just call these play, learn, create. We're not going to try to say this is play, or that this is learn, or that this is create. We just want to, you know, kind of group it all together. So I think while we're building those ideas, we'll have play, learn, create.
There you go.
We are, you know, we throw these once-in-a-lifetime events that you can go to that are free or very low cost, as low cost as we can get them. Just so that families can come together, play, learn, and create memories together, because we lost everything.
Right.
And we lost photos and pictures and favorite stuffed animals and all of it.
Right.
On top of losing the girls. So, you know, the only thing we had left was memories. So that's our mission in a handbasket there, is just that we want to make sure that every family has an opportunity to make these once-in-a-lifetime memories.
Well, and it's great that you bring that up, because we hear it from insurance companies all the time, insurance agents, you know, back up your photo albums, and especially since everything's digital now, you know, back up your photo albums, put it in a safety deposit box, or, you know, all of these different things.
Right.
And yet, how many of us really do that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we were one of those ones that didn't do that.
Right.
We had old computers down in the basement that, you know, had hundreds and hundreds of pictures on them and video, and, you know, they were from when the girls were little, you know, because you go through a computer and then you know, wears out, you get a new one, and you don't necessarily pull everything off because you've still got it.
Right.
You're letting the kids play with it now. So yeah, we lost a lot of stuff. We were very fortunate that there was a gentleman that was able to pull off
Oh, wow.
About 80% of our stuff.
Oh, wow.
About 80% of the fire damage, smoke damage, water damaged. How he got it off, we have no idea. But there are people out there that can get anything off of your computer.
Careful what you have. So, okay, run me through real quick. Okay, I understand the loss, and holy smokes, I'm so very, very sorry for that. So, the loss. Now, how did you go from the point of your loss of your family and your home to wanting to do this project? That seems like a heck of a leap.
Yeah, and honestly, it happened so quickly, and we did it so quickly, and it was something that was very important to us from the very beginning. We lost the girls, and I lost my brothers, both of them, one before I even knew him, and then one when he was 31. I'd lost them both before I lost the girls. And for me, having a place that was a place that you celebrate as opposed to a place where you go to mourn was important. So that my kids would have that.
You're good. You're good.
So from the beginning, it was one of the things that I had discussed with Jack, that we wanted to have a place where it was a good thing for my girl, you know, for Morgan and Sadie, because they were both still here, to be able to celebrate Sophie and Madigan in a way that you don't always get when you lose somebody you love. So that was our kind of the beginning of Sophie and Madigan's Playground. Then, you know, the days went by as Morgan was still healing from her burns in the PICU at Children's. We learned of the community just rallying, because we were still at the hospital, you know, 10 days after we lost everything. Getting all out of order, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Yeah, so we learned that the community was really coming together, and we wanted to make sure that not only for us that we share, you know, their generosity back to them. We couldn't use everything that everybody gave us. You know, people were donating the shirts off their backs. Like, they wanted to do everything. We had 3 huge storage units full of stuff that, you know, we couldn't use. There was just no way that it would get used, but we didn't want it to go to waste. So that's, you know, we started these very small with, you know, we're donating all of the stuff that you donated to us to the rescue mission or to Hartley House or just wherever we could get it so it would actually get used. And then, you know, we've kind of grown from there. You know, we went to the city for the parkland in the June after we lost the girls. And that's when we finally got the approval. So June of 2013. That's when they said, yeah, you know, this is a great idea and we appreciate it. And this is a good thing that you want to do for the community, but it's good for you too. So, I mean, that was kind of our long story short into deciding to do this for the girls as opposed to just, you know, taking our grief and going and hiding. Because both are very valid ways to do this. And some days we do want to do that too, but we're too late.
You're out of the bag. It's out there now.
Yeah, we are all in it.
That's awesome. So you have the playground. So touch real quick on, once again, what the playground physically is going to consist of.
So the park that will be located, I know, I try to make sure that we call the park, and the playground is the organization.
There you go.
The park itself is 10 acres of land off of alternate Route 40, so you know where it splits when you're going up past the old mall. It's currently the VFW golf course. A developer bought it 5 years ago, and he has to donate a certain percentage of land back to the city. That's where our 10 acres come from. So we, you know, got our approval in June of 2013, and after we've kind of gone through this long process of developer ready, developer not ready, developer ready, we think we're ready. We hope we're ready. We're hoping to have a carousel-themed area, which is mostly seated and memorial area, you know, park bench seating and picnic tables and that kind of stuff as our entrance area. We're hoping that we'll have fully accessible playground areas, so that means that all abilities, all wheelchairs, all walkers, all, you know.
That's awesome.
And there aren't many in Frederick County. We did learn that there's another one that'll probably be built before ours.
Oh, okay.
Up in Thurmont.
Okay.
But then the only other one right now is Pine Cliff Park, which is a county park, not a city park. Those other two will be both county.
Okay.
We'll be the first city.
Okay.
We want to do the themed areas. We have a kind of Alice in Wonderland themed area that we want to have with the, giant mushrooms and kind of the gardeny.
You're going to have the teacups?
Yeah, we're hoping for, we're hoping for like the teacup area and the, giant spider webs and.
Very cool.
And like the, the Queen's Garden type of deal where they play croquet.
Nice.
That good stuff. We want to have kind of a Neverland, Peter Pan type of deal, with the teepees for the one area, and then just kind of building from there. You got Skull Rock, you've got pirate ships, there's lots of fun stuff that we're gonna have in there, and then the last one will be our Fantasyland type of theme, which will be castles and dragons and just princesses and all the fun.
Kid stuff.
Kid stuff, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and those themes all come from our girls. The girls were, obsessed with Peter Pan. That was our favorite ride in Disney World. We rode the carousel first, which is our first section. We always did when we went to Disney World. And then we split off from there, and each of those sections are kind of inspired by places that the girls loved in Disney.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how can the community get behind this even more? I know you have huge community support, and you have a great organization and phenomenal volunteers behind you. What can the community do more?
I think that our biggest needs are getting ourselves organized. As you may know about me, I'm not the most organized person in the world.
I don't know about that. You're doing better than I do most days.
I try, and I might have a good facade. Maybe that's what you're getting.
Fair enough.
My volunteers will tell you that sometimes I'm not right on the ball, and I want to be able to get to a point where we kind of anticipate what's coming up down the road as opposed to doing these. It's happening, let's hurry and get everything done, and who's going to volunteer this day?
Right.
So that's something that we're working on, our organization skills. So that's something that there's somebody out there who knows how to get us organized. We're right here.
We'll take it.
We also, of course, need people who are willing to talk to businesses and outside and the community members and say, hey, do you want to sponsor this pirate ship?
There you go.
Do you want to sponsor our fully accessible ground covering?
There you go.
Which is very expensive. Now we have raised, almost $500,000, but we have to build the whole park. We've got shared use pass, we've got lighting, we've got water fountains and restrooms and picnic pavilion. All of it comes by way of us. Now, that's not to say that the developer won't do some groundwork when he has to hand it over to the city. There's a minimum amount he has to do before the city will accept it as their property. And the city has also said there's some things that they might be able to do as an in-kind thing.
Right.
So there's
But you have to plan on
we have to
the
plan on
majority
it.
of it.
Yeah, we have to plan on paying for all of it. We have to, pay the planner to lay out the whole design, and then each part of that design we have to count on being our price.
Right.
So we have, ideas for things like the memorial bricks that people can purchase, or, just lots of little things that people can sponsor. And I think that's going to be our biggest for the next year before we're building, because when we start building, we'll also ask the community comes out and helps us build.
Right.
Because we do think that's a good way for people to see where their donations are going and how their donations are helping and get their hands dirty.
There you go.
And then the Play, Learn, Create programs. We have these ideas. We need help implementing them.
Right.
Having something like KidStock is great for our community, but we do want to be a national organization. We do want to be able to help kids all over the country.
That's awesome.
And then we want to be able to help kids all over the world. That's, the grand scheme of things is to be able to help as many kids and families play, learn, and create as possible. So, we would hope that we would be able to do something special for grieving families specifically, where we send them on a trip, or we redo a room, or whatever it is, to help them, cope with their loss. It's such a big, your whole family is redefined when you lose when you lose somebody, and to have access to the people who can help you cope, and to have access to things that help redefine your family.
And just knowing that there's a community there to back you, and that you have a support system.
Right.
I mean, I'm a transplant, so I don't have any extended family here, so I could only imagine in that situation you don't have anyone to fall on, so having an organization. So what's the, going back for just a second, what's the estimated total for the park? I almost did it again. For the park.
We go back and forth on this because without having a full design planned out, it's hard to know. But if you're saying all of the infrastructure, all of the equipment, all of the gardening, all of the buildings that'll be there, what the whole cost of the park may be around $2 million. We might not be paying all of that.
Right, right.
But conservatively, you know, redoing all of the land, planting everything. You've got to plant all the trees, you've got to plant all the flowers. All of it comes in.
It adds up quick, too.
Yeah, so we would say, you know, we would hope that we don't go past that point. But if we do have restrooms, or if we have a building where it can be rented out for space or whatever.
Gazebo of some sort. Or
right. All of those things add up. So, yeah, we would say max $2 million, which is a lot.
So you're roughly a quarter of the way there.
Yeah. We do have grants available to us. We can't apply for them until we have our, so we're probably more than a quarter of the way there.
Okay.
With those grants in place. Obviously, we can't count on them until they're in our hands, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're working hard. Grants, that's another thing. If anybody needs...
Is it a good grant writer?
Yeah, we need grant writers.
And that's a technical skill that...
Yeah, and we actually do have somebody who works as a grant writer who is helping. She just is also very busy because she's a grant writer.
Right.
She actually writes grants to get clean water in places. So she is like...
Very, very sought after.
She knows what she's doing, but yeah, she's very busy.
So for those of us who are wanting to take on something like this in the future or do something significant for the community, what's your biggest piece of advice?
Start small. Start small, yeah, and build. Because we went really big, really fast, and it's very overwhelming. And I think that if you want to keep your sanity intact, start small. Start small with a group of people that you love and that you trust.
There you go. And then just gradually
build
up
and
to
add people in. And we've done it. We've done an amazing job, and we were really lucky that we've had so many people help us and so many people support us and that saw our vision and wanted to be a part of that. So that's amazing to me, and we're very thankful for that.
Well, for what it's worth, it's very humbling that you've chosen to work with us on this project.
Oh, no.
No, seriously, honestly, it's very humbling that you've chosen to work with us on this because we're starting out small. We're not, you know,
it's the way to do it.
It is, and just having you willing to give your input and put your touch on everything and just help us get off the ground has been huge, and I truly appreciate it.
Wow, we appreciate you guys. I love working with people who are like out-of-the-box thinkers like me. So it's always a good thing for me to have somebody who's like as harebrained as I am.
Yeah. The problem is though,
I always have these ideas, but not everybody is like, that's
let's go, let's do it.
No, usually I get like, that's a lot. Like, are you sure? I'm
like, to my life.
Let's do
it. Time. But the problem is when you get too many harebrained people like us together, then we're just like,
then we have so many ideas.
Oh my God!
We
and
can't
then it's like an octopus on roller skates. It's just a lot of action, no direction, and it gets. Awesome. Well, I truly appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing for the community, and I'm so excited and proud of you. I know we don't know each other very well, but I'm very proud of you that you're just moving it and you're doing it and pushing forward. Well, I mean, that's all we need is day to day.
Yeah.
You know, like my old man always said, it's day by day. Yep. You know, so I appreciate it.
On the days we can do that.
Amen to that. Amen to that.